Welcome back to the KJ Methods YouTube channel. For you guys that don't know me, I'm KJ. I'm a real estate attorney as well as a pre-licensed instructor, and I have really dedicated my time to getting people to pass the real estate exam. On this channel, we are just doing the national portion of the exam so that we can reach more people. Anyone from any state can watch the channel and get the understanding that they need to get for their respective real estate exam. We've been doing a series of test questions. If you're just joining us, go back, look at contracts, look at agency, and so forth. Today we begin our title transfer series. We are on test 1. It's very important to me that you understand the material, not just regurgitate it, because then you can answer any test question presented to you on that topic. Of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also, I have created a free study guide for you. If you click the link below, I will make sure that you get that free study guide. All right, without further ado, let's get started on title transfer. Number 1. Which of the following is not included in the covenants of a warranty deed? Not included. So you remember when we say not, you can go is. This one is not. And that's how you get to your answer. So here, the answers are A, execution sale, B, quiet enjoyment, C, warranty forever, and D, warranty of sizing. You have a warranty deed. Which one do we not have in the warranty deed? Well, that would be an execution sale. You know that in a warranty deed, when the grantor transfers the deed from the grantor to the grantee, that grantor is giving certain warranties. And the other 3, B, C, and D, are of course warranties that they're given. Execution sale is not one of them. Number 2. For over 20 years, a private school has been using an empty lot next to the school for a ball field. The owner of the lot recently sold it, and the new owner is demanding the school stop using the lot. The school might claim title to the lot by using what? Hopefully there's something popping into your mind when you're reading these questions. Something should be popping into your mind. A, the doctrine of laches. B, eminent domain. C, an easement of pertinent, or D, adverse possession. So all we're essentially saying is that there was this lot being used for 20 years. The new owner to this lot wants to stop the person from using the lot. And so what would that be? What might you claim to continue using the lot? Well, D, adverse possession. Why is that? Because adverse possession says if you do something against the owner for a period of time and you do it openly and continuously, you may be able to get title to that thing. And so here, 20 years, openly, continuously, they've been using this lot, so they may be able to acquire title to it. 3, if a grantor dies before the property is received by the grantee, but the deed is delivered to the grantee's agent, can the agent still give the property to the grantee? Okay, so we have our answers here. What is happening here is a grantor gives the property to the grantee's agent, and then the grantor dies. The grantee has not received the deed as of yet. Can that grantee's agent still give it to the grantee even though the grantor is dead? Well, the answer would be A, yes, because the doctrine of relation back allows the transfer to take place after death of the grantor. Let me explain that. All we're saying is that we're looking for 2 things with delivery of the deed. We're looking for it to cross the table from the grantee side to from the grantor side to the grantee side while the grantor was alive. So was the grantor alive in this case? Yes, the grantor was alive in this case. And as long as he gave it to either the grantee or the grantee's agent while he was alive, that is going to be good. In other words, giving it to the grantee's agent is exactly the same as giving it to the grantee. And that is called the doctrine of relation back. If we look at the other answers, because the grantor died before, no, he received the deed. We don't care about that as long as the grantee's agent got it. C, yes, because it was delivered to and accepted by the grantee. We know that's not true because the test question tells us that's not true. No, it must be given directly to the grantee is D. No, that's not true because you can give it to the grantee or the grantee's agent. Number 4, in order to be a valid deed conveyance, the deed must be. We cannot ignore these words that are must be, should be. This says must be. A, signed by the grantee. B, accepted by the grantor. C, recorded by the grantee. D, delivered to the grantee. Guys, there are only 8 things that are required, right, for a valid deed conveyance. And this one says must be. So it must be delivered to the grantee. Let's go through them. A, signed by the grantee? No, the grantee never signs the deed. Never signs the deed. B, accepted by the grantor? That is, of course, not the case because the grantor is giving the deed. C, recorded by the grantee. Guys, recording is never, ever, ever required. Is recording a good idea? Oh, yes, absolutely, it's a good idea. But it is never required. We record for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. 1, priority of order, priority of recording, priority of lien recording, right? Or we record to let the world know that we have a claim. That is it, all right? But it is not mandatory that you record. You cannot record if you don't want to record. All right. Number 5, in which situation might a cloud on title result if it's searched in 2021? A, all documents were properly recorded from the time from which the building was constructed. B, a grantee took title in a fictitious name and reconveyed the property in that name. C, a lien recorded in 2002 wasn't satisfied until 2018. D, a title search reveals that in 2010, a defective legal description was recorded. Guys, on the question, the first thing I want you to do is decide where you are in the question, right? This is saying resulted in a search in 2021. So let's go to 2021. That's where we're searching. And so if we look at A, everything is properly recorded. That, of course, is not the answer. If we look at B, this is how they're going to get you. You're like, a grantee took title in a fictitious name. Yes, you are allowed to take title in a fictitious name as long as you reconvey it in that same name. Then there's no break in the title chain. There's no cloud in the title chain. So I take title as Mickey Mouse. As long as I reconvey it as Mickey Mouse, I'm good to go. All right. So no problem there. How about C? A lien was recorded in 2002, but it was satisfied in 2018. So even though there was a title cloud, as of 2018, no more title cloud. It is good. So the answer here is going to be D, because when you revealed in the title search reveals that in 2010, a defective legal description was recorded. And in 2021, there is nothing saying that it was corrected. So your answer is going to be D. Number 6, John sells a property to Jim and puts a reservation in the deed. What did he most likely reserve? I always want you to remember that when you see this term reservation, you're going to look for the context clue of use. Reservation goes to use. So what he most likely reserved was some way to use something on that property. Let's see if that is in one of the answers. A, Title to part of the land? No, not a reservation. B, use of the lake on the land. Oh, use. Reservation use. Reservation use. I like B. Let's see. A reversionary interest in the land. No, he doesn't claim an interest in the land. And D, a remainder interest in the land. No, he doesn't claim an interest in the land. Title, use, interest, gotta be use. A lot of these questions, if you know which words go together, it makes it a whole lot easier for you to pass. 7, Dale decides to sell his home. He puts it on the market and finds a buyer. We learned through a title search that there are several encumbrances on the property, several of them, right? Dale is going to be able to give a general warranty deed to the purchaser. So when the title company was presented with this abstract of title, it decides that it will issue a title policy anyway. So what that is saying is, despite all of the encumbrances, it's going to still issue a title policy. The type of title that Dale has is called A, marketable title, B, insurable title, C, cloud on the title, and D, color of title. So all we're saying is that he has several encumbrances on the property, but the title insurance is going to cover the encumbrances anyway. And so that is the pure definition of insurable title. If this said there's no encumbrances on the property, no problem, then we'd be looking at marketable title. But the fact that there is several encumbrances, but the title company is like, all right, don't worry, we'll insure those encumbrances anyway. It's not the best title in the world, but we're still going to give you insurance, right? That's like insurable title. You know how you go out to buy, to insure your car, and they go, how many accidents do you have? You're like, I've had 3 accidents. And they go, well, we're still going to give you insurance. That's insurable. But if you're the person that says no accidents at all, that would be more like marketable. All right, number 8. Carla is the seller on a piece of property that Ron is purchasing. The title examiner goes to the county courthouse to perform the title search. The examiner can't remember the seller's name of the property, but he does remember the address to the property. So he should use the A, grantor-grantee index, B, tract index, C, touring system, or D, survey system. This one you should know off the top of your head. This is KJ's low-hanging fruit. You answer it quickly by tract, right? That's by the address. You move on to the next question. You don't waste time on a question like this. 9. Carol is the purchaser of a single-family home. She is taking a loan on the property. At the closing, Carol is at the point of purchasing title insurance. She purchases a lender's policy, but she declines to purchase an owner's policy. 3 years after Carol moves in, it's discovered that she has an income tax debt. The IRS has been attempting to collect this debt for 10 years, and when it discovers that she owns a house, it puts a tax lien on the property. Carol contacts her title insurance company, to which they respond. A, because all purchasers have a 4-year period of time after closing to purchase a property. If she does so now, they will cover her. B, Carol would have been covered had she purchased an owner's policy, but remember she didn't. C, while title insurance does cover items from the past, it doesn't cover acts of the current owner of the property. And D, while the title insurance would cover Carol for her debts, it does not cover taxes that have priority over the insurance. Guys, you got to be able to pick a question like this apart, because this question just got a lot of junk in it, right? Here's the deal. She purchased a home. She took title insurance for the mortgage, but she didn't take the owner's portion of the title insurance to protect her equity. That's what it's saying to you. But it doesn't matter, because even if she purchased everything, title insurance is not going to cover her for her own acts. Title insurance is to cover for these ugly things that rear their head in the past, for things that Carol didn't do. Like there was a lien placed on the property from the prior owner or from the builder or something of that nature. It's funky with the title. Somebody comes along and says that they own the property. Carol doesn't own the property, but they're not going to cover your debts. So it didn't matter if she bought owner's insurance, lender's insurance. It doesn't matter. Any type of title insurance is never going to cover her. And so what in this situation, so what they're trying to do is just confuse you. That's the part that you need to know. Number 10, which of the following items will be prorated between buyer and seller at closing? This is your prorations. Which one is going to be prorated? A, property taxes, hazard insurance, and prepaid interest. B, prepaid interest, income taxes, and rental payment. C, rental payments, accrued interest, and property taxes. And D, property taxes, hazard insurance, and rental payment. Which one? So when you get these questions that are kind of complex, I want you to at least go to the answer of the thing that you know. We've done enough proration questions that you know property taxes is one of the things that get prorated, right? Another thing that you know gets prorated is rental payments. So let's pick that one up, right? And so the answer here, if you do that, is going to be D. Because in A, prepaid interest, we don't prorate. Prepaid interest is something that the buyer is going to be paying, right, on his own loan. If we look at B, prepaid interest is there again, so we're not going to pick that one. How about C? Rental payments, yes. Accrued interest. Who pays accrued interest? The seller on the loan they are closing. Okay, property taxes, yes. But how about D? Property taxes, hazard insurance, and rental payments. Now, in the real world, guys, in the real world, this is for your test. In the real world, we don't even prorate hazard insurance because that's the insurance on the house. What generally happens is the buyer gets their own and the seller closes their policy, right? But you know, in class, you've done enough proration questions with hazard insurance. So that's why it is here on the question. Okay, that is the end of that title test review number 1. How did you do on that? You guys need to comment and let me know how did you do on it. Also, don't forget, if you want my free study plan, then click the link below where it says KJ Method. Go to the website, get a copy of the free study plan. I'm KJ. I will see you on test number 2. And of course, ding, 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 click that like, share, and subscribe. Let everyone know about the KJ Method. Really trying to get you guys to pass this exam. See you next time for number 2.
Jumpstart your real estate career with KJ Method. Pass the exam with flying colors, only with KJ Method.